Hello everyone, welcome back to the 20 Dilf channel, and this is my 2003 Audi A4 2-litre V6. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is doing a complete overview of this car, so driving it, what's under the bonnet, everything else about this car you're going to see in this video. So let's get into it. Let's start off at the front of my Audi A4, and to be honest, this is my favourite design era of Audi. The early 2000s Audis just look so timeless in my opinion. You've got this lovely headlight design with the three bulbs kind of expanding outwards. It looks really classy, very elegant. Nice Audi badge presented, nice and center built into the grille there, which is also equally as nice. Got this little lower, I suppose like satin chrome, whatever it is, trim section around the lower bumper here. And yeah, other than that, you've got these little lines that kind of, I suppose, sweep into the bonnet design. It looks quite classy, it's very elegant, pretty bland, but it looks classy, and I love that about it. A little rundown on this particular car. So it is a 2-litre Audi A4, so pretty low option model. I think this is pretty much at the very end at the beginning of the Audi spec lineup. This is obvious due to the tiny wheels, the black accent or trim pieces around the car. It's not a very high spec, but we'll get into that a little later. Moving around to the side of the Audi A4, as I mentioned before, you have these tiny 15-inch alloys here. And the design isn't horrible. It's very Volkswagen's early 2000 sort of style, but yeah, I mean, they're wheels on the car, so that's that. For base spec wheels, it could be worse, so that's always a positive. You got the indicator light built into the fender here, so that is that. Apart from that, pretty clean side to the A4 here. Obviously lower trim piece, which is body colored. I think that goes for every single A4. So that's at least a positive. I love the design of the wing mirrors as well. Just nice. And that's really that. Door handles as well. Love these door handles from Audi. Very, I could just use those door handles all day. And it feels like quality as well when you shut the door. Like 22-year-old car, and it still feels like it's pretty high quality. So moving around to the rear of my Audi A4, pretty bland as well, just classy. You have this little bit of trim along the lower boot deck here, but apart from that, I mean, you've got your standard tail lights, Audi badge there, A4 badge there, and 2-litre badge there. On my old A4, because I used to have a B6 2.4 litre, I was washing it one day and the badge just fell off. Apparently the glue on particularly just the Audi badge gets quite brittle over time and it can just fall off when you're washing it. So pretty interesting. As I mentioned before, this is a pretty low option car, so you do get this black plastic piece here, which is quite ugly. Singular exhaust tip as well, because it is only a 2-litre. My V6 A4 had dual tips, which was very nice. I do miss that car. That car was awesome. I suppose you were wanting to hear how the engine sounds, so we'll give it a little start up, a little bit of a rev. Very average 4-cylinder sound from the 2-litre engine here. It sounds like there's something up with the exhaust, but I really don't know. Don't care enough, really. Let's just go check out what's under the bonnet. So under the bonnet of the Audi A4, we have the 2-litre ALT naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. And to say it's a little bit of a letdown is a bit of an understatement. This engine is just kind of... It's not a very interesting engine. It's just a very standard Audi engine. It's slow. It's got 96 kilowatts of power, 210 newton meters of torque or something. So it's got nothing in it. It's also mated to a CVT transmission, and it's front wheel drive. So it's also an early 2000s Audi. If that's not a recipe for disaster, I don't know what is. So, yeah. Current issues this car's facing. It's got a crank angle sensor that needs to be replaced and a wheel speed sensor that needs to be replaced, so the speedometer doesn't work. So it is running a little bit strange at the moment, and it is confusing the hell out of that CVT transmission, and it's doing some very, very bizarre things. So, no, apart from that, the car actually runs pretty well. It's not leaking oil. I think it's actually... It's either had a rocker cover gasket or it needs one. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it for under the bonnet of my A4. The real piece that I love about this car is this interior. So if we step inside here, you're greeted with this lovely leather wrapped steering wheel, Audi badge, nice and center there. It's a pretty ugly step. When I first saw the steering wheel, I was like, it's pretty ugly. I've actually grown to really like it. It's very comfortable to hold in the hand. The steering position, like where your hands are positioned, perfect, I think. No, very, very nice to use. So that is always a positive for the little Audi we have here. Up front, we've got obviously the temp readout, or coolant temp, your rev counter, the multifunction display, which does do something that needs a service, of course. It is an Audi. If we just give it a second, there we go. Yeah, so you can view a couple of things through there, but I'm not really bothered to show you through that. We've got 195,000 Ks on this particular A4 with us today. Manual lights, so that's that. I think you could option it with auto lights in very higher spec models, but my old V6, B6 as well, that also had manual lights. I do remember that. You can option these steering wheels in higher spec models with steering wheel buttons as well, which is quite nice. Moving along to the side, as you can see, we've got this lovely walnut trim that goes throughout the interior, and I love that. It makes this car feel so classy, especially paired on this tan interior. Like, this is a very luxury feeling interior, and I would argue it's actually better than most of the interiors that come out of the most modern cars, like new BMW X3, for example. This is a interior that sets that thing to shame. Like, I just love it. It's just functional. Things are where you expect them to be. No messing around. It works, and it's elegantly presented, and it's soft touch materials everywhere. Like, I can't find any scratchy plastics, and everything feels solid. Like, you shut the door, open the sunlight, like everything feels well built, and that's what you expect out of a German car. Yeah, obviously you got your window controls there, mirror controls, all pretty basic stuff. You've got your little cruise control dongle thing here. I don't know why Audi don't integrate it into the indicator stalk like Volkswagen, or it's strange. Moving here, we do actually have the only B6 A4 in the world with a functional cup holder here, so adds $2,000 of value to the car. We have a little card holder as well for your important business meetings. ESP button there, a little Audi chorus radio system here, aircon controls down the bottom, which do suffer from the typical Volkswagen group peeling over time. They just peel. It's very strange. Down here you've got a little storage cubby full of random stuff. You've got your gear selector here with your manual mode for your CVT transmission. Definitely going to need that. I've got a little FM transmitter plugged into the 12-volt socket, which tucks away nicely. Like, this is like, it's small little details like this I just love. You can take this out. Look, it's ugly, but then it's gone, and it's flush again. Oh, Audi, you need to bring back this design language. I love it. Seriously, I love it. Yeah, that's in the back there. That doesn't work. That's probably going to come off. Yeah, we'll just leave that. And here you have a little dirty storage tray. Handbrake here. Seats, where do I start? They are so damn comfortable. Like, seriously, I've been sitting in this car pretty much all day, driving it around just for bits and pieces. They are so comfortable. They are so damn comfortable. I love them. Rear seats as well. They haven't even cheaped out on the rear. It's all nicely spec'd to match the front doors, which is beautiful. Yeah, no, it's just such a nice car to be in. It feels premium. It feels premium, and you would not expect a car that I paid $1,000 for to feel this bloody nice. So anyway, having said that, it can look and feel as nice as it wants, but how does it drive? Oh. Here we are in my little Audi car. Let's get this over with. I'm incredibly hungover, and I don't even know why I'm filming this today. I really don't, but I'm really not with it, so we will just get this over with. We're also going through a heat wave, and this car does not have aircon. So I am seriously dying for you, the viewers. Like I mentioned, Audi CVT transmission. I mean, it moves, so that's always a good start. So yeah, our speed is currently 0 kilometers an hour, by the way. Thank the Germans for that. Of course, we've got the manual mode here, so apparently we're in fourth gear. Now we're in 3rd gear. Back up to 4th. Wow. I haven't actually played around with that before, but it works, so don't know what it does. Driving it along, I'm not even going to put the windows back up. I'm going to die. I'm going to die if I put the windows back up. Yeah, I mean, it moves. It definitely gets a move on. Brakes feel pretty responsive, despite there being an ABS fault. Yeah, it does feel quite dynamic, surprisingly. Throwing it around these little corners. Oh, that was a stick. And the steering, there's a lot of feel to the steering as well. Not only do you have a really, really nice feeling steering wheel, but there is a lot of steering feel as well. You really do know what's going on. But we're coming out to a little road here, a little straight. So let's see what this 96 kilowatt engine paired to this CVT transmission can do. You ready? I would tell you what speed we got up to, but I actually don't know. The car is displaying 0 k's an hour, and to be honest, I kind of believe it. That didn't feel like it moved anywhere. This thing is so slow. So slow. I've driven faster push bikes than this thing. Oh, okay. For the first time ever, we've got actually someone turning at this. Alright, from a standstill. I mean, you do just have to keep your foot on that accelerator for a very long time. It does eventually move. But it's not any time within this century, so if you are afraid of slow cars, the 2-litre A4 might not be for you. I can heavily suggest the 2.4-litre or the 1.8T. Much better options. I think if you're considering a B6 Audi A4, you would want to go for a not a 2-litre, any engine but the 2-litre. The 2 litres are just dreary. They're pretty they're just unresponsive. I mean, they move, and they're very fuel efficient as well, especially compared to the CVT. They are very fuel efficient. They just don't go anywhere. That's the problem. That is the problem. And CVT maintenance on this car, they're very particular because it's German, so of course it's going to be very particular and fussy with how often you have to service it. And if it's been neglected, so anyway, getting more corners here. Look, the car is very dynamically capable. Like, it was handling those corners very, very nicely, which I can demonstrate again up here. Yes, feel the power. Feel the power. Yes, Audi. That's a very funny horn, actually. A few corners up here. But yeah, no, it feels very planted. It's nice. It's very, very nice. Audi, Volkswagen, they always do a very good job at perfecting the handling model on even just entry-level cars. Like, this feels so solid and it's so comfortable. If anything, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more bolstering support, because you do kind of get thrown around. But I never ever thought, I don't think Audi ever thought that I would be throwing this car 22 years later around these kind of roads. So I don't think I'm the target demographic for this vehicle as it happens. Yeah, there is also a little bit of a rattling noise. This car is just strange. It makes noises. I don't know what the noises are from. They're just coming from kind of everywhere. So we'll let the car. Okay, another time. Yes. Woo! Yeah, so the car doesn't move. Should you buy an Audi A4 B6? Absolutely, if it's not a 2-litre and if it's not got a CVT. If you can find a 1.8T manual 6-speed quattro, you are in for a treat, because this is such a solid platform. It's just a shame that Audi had to let it down by putting this abomination of an engine in it compared to this awful CVT transmission. But it is what it is. That is just what Audi do. They just like to play silly buggers, don't they? Woo! My functional cup holder, which is not going to be functional for much longer after this review, I'm sure. Oh, I think I just broke that. Yeah, that's now broken. Yeah. So anyway, we're doing 0 kilometers an hour. In all seriousness, no. This even the 2 liter. If you can find one that has been well maintained and doesn't have any transmission issues yet, I mean, it's fine as a first car or a little run around. I don't see a problem with it. But if your life goal was to buy an Audi A4 B6, don't let it be a 2 liter. Don't let it be a CVT. You're much better off with even a Tiptronic. I don't even like the Tiptronic gearboxes, and I would suggest that over a fucking CVT. So if that gives you an indication as to how bad these gearboxes are, well, yeah, I just hope it does. So go home now. I'm done with this review. I really like this car. It's a very solid platform, but don't get this engine. You'll regret it and hate yourself for it. So, yeah, that's it for the Audi A4 review. If you want me to review a car, let me know. I'm gonna go home, have some water, and chill out. So, I'll catch you in the next one.